Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know I've been away for a little bit due to personal reasons, but I am back. And today I have something big planned for you. So today we're going to start a new series, and this is all about business continuity and disaster recovery, BCDR for short. This is not just another IT topic. This is about keeping businesses alive when everything else is falling apart around us. So if you ever wonder how you can be the hero who saves the day when disaster strikes, well, you're in the right place. So before we dive in, click that subscribe button, like this video, and let's tackle BCDR together. Hey, picture this. A hurricane wipes out your primary data center, or a cyber attack takes down your servers. Or maybe it's just a small misconfiguration that brings everything down to a screeching halt. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, here's the thing. Disasters don't care about our plans. They don't ask us, or they don't tell us when they're coming. They just come even when we're not ready. And this is why BCDR is just not a technical concept. It's a lifeline. It's how IT professionals like you and me ensure that our systems stay up and running all the time. So what exactly is BCDR? It's not just having a backup or a failover server somewhere. It's a comprehensive plan that answers two critical questions: how much data we can afford to lose, and how quickly we can get the system up and running again. This is the RPO and RTO. These two numbers dictate every decision we make, from the backup strategy that we use to the disaster recovery solutions that we employ, and how we allocate IT resources and budget even. The recovery point objective is the one that covers the maximum amount of data that we can lose. So let me break it down for you. Imagine your system, your business takes a snapshot of the data every 15 minutes. That means that you're willing to lose up to 15 minutes of data. Because if a snapshot is taken at 9 in the morning, then if the disaster strikes at 9:14, then that means that you're going to be able to recover back to 9 a.m. that morning, which means that you're going to be losing about 14 minutes of data of that day. So it really depends on when the disaster strikes, but you also plan for the maximum, which would be 15 minutes in that case. So that is the RPO, how much data you're willing to lose. The RTO, on the other hand, is how long it's going to take you to bring the systems up and running again. So if you said that the RTO is going to be 2 hours, that just means that you have 2 hours to be able to recover that data. You have 2 hours. The IT professional like yourself or me, we have 2 hours to get the system up and running again. If that's bringing a snapshot back online, if that's bringing another server back online, if that's taking a backup from somewhere and bringing that system back online, it really doesn't matter, because the RTO is just that number that defines how fast you're going to be able to bring the system up and running again. So for a small business, every minute of downtime might cost $500. But for a giant like Amazon, it's about $220,000 per minute. So now this is where things get interesting. To meet your RTO and your RPO, there are things that you need to put in place. So for example, if your RTO is very few minutes, then you're going to probably adopt a high available system, which means that you're going to have a hot, active system like you have here on the left-hand side. This is for mission critical workloads, what we call tier 0. Always available. Typically it's very expensive because you have to pay for the entire stack. So in an active system, you have to have two systems in different locations, typically as in two different regions, one in the west, one in the east. That's just one example. Doesn't need to be east-west, but different regions, so that if a disaster takes down one whole entire region, you're able to continue your business from the other region. It's an active system. If you have high RTO and high RPO, you might be able to get away with disaster recovery. Disaster recovery is typically when you have a warm also what we call a standby system sitting in another place. This one typically is for tier 1 and tier 2 or plus applications. Disaster recovery is about systems that can spring to life when you need them. Both of them have pros and cons. Of course, it really depends on how you set up your RTO and your RPO. And that's what we're going to be diving into in the next videos as well in this series. So this series is about empowering you to make those decisions using Azure tools, things that you can use such as Azure Site Recovery. You can use backups, you can do availability zones. Backups is another topic that we're going to be talking about. This is when the data is corrupted or lost and you need to bring the data back to the original location. So typically backups are necessary because if you need to restore one file, you're able to surgically go into your backups and be able to recover one file or a set of files or a complete folder or entire volume. So backups is something that we've been using all along. We're going to dive into all of those details using Azure Backup, and we're going to be able to see how we can recover the data and how we can meet the RPO and the RTO using backups, tools like backups, Azure Site Recovery, and things like that. So if you're ready to become that expert and the go-to person about business continuity and disaster recovery, please join me in the other videos and let's get right deep into the subjects here. Again, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel and let's get to it.